डॉक्टर बाबा साहेब आंबेडकर ओपन यूनिवर्सिटी।
Namaskar dear students, I Dr. Himanshu Patel welcome you all for the session on working with Firebase in Flutter. In this video, we are going to explore Firebase and learn how to integrate it with Flutter. Firebase is a powerful backend as a service by Google, and when combined with Flutter, it helps build full featured mobile apps quickly without worrying about setting up backend from scratch. So let's dive in. By the end of this session, you will be able to understand Firebase basics, explain what Firebase is and why it is useful in mobile app development. You can identify key Firebase services like authentication, Firestore, real-time database, storage messaging, analytics and many more. You can set up Firebase in a Flutter project. You can configure Firebase console and Android iOS apps and initialize Firebase in Flutter. You will be able to implement Firebase authentication method which enable user sign up, login and third party authentication methods. You can work with Firestore database, you can create collections, document, read write data and display data in real time. You can use Firebase storage and messaging so that you can upload or download files and enable push notification in Flutter app. You can also apply Firebase security rules so that you can protect data access and enforce user based permissions. You can follow best practices like error handling, clean architecture and secure production ready Firebase integration. Now let us understand what is Firebase is. Firebase is Google's platform that provides ready to use backend service. Instead of setting up your own database, authentication system or push notification service, you can directly use Firebase. The best part is it is cloud based, real time and integrates smoothly with Flutter. So Firebase is a backend as a service which is called in short BaaS platform developed by Google that provides wide range of tools and services to help you build, improve and grow mobile and web applications without needing to manage your own backend infrastructure. Flutter is only for building the front end or user interface, but Firebase helps you connect your app to a reliable backend without writing your own server code. Now Google provides the Flutterfire plugins which is official Flutter package that allows your app to use Firebase service. In short, we can say Firebase plus Flutter is equal to complete app development which is user interface plus backend. It is widely used for apps like chat apps, to-do apps, e-commerce apps and social apps. Now let us try to understand key features of Firebase. So first is the authentication. It provides easy user sign in using email or password, phone number or social providers like Google, Facebook, GitHub, etc. Second, Cloud Firestore and real-time database. It is cloud hosted NoSQL database to store and sync data across client in real time. Third, cloud storage. It store and serve user generated files such as images, videos and document. Then hosting. It provides fast and secure web hosting for static and dynamic web apps. It provides cloud functions like serverless functions to run backend code in response to events like database updates, API call, etc. It also provides free app analytics with Google Analytics integration. It also enables you to get real-time crash reporting to monitor and fix stability issue. It provides push notification, which is called FCM, Firebase Cloud Messaging, which send targeted message and notification to user. It also provides machine learning with ML Kit, which is pre-built ML model for image labeling, text recognition, translation, etc. Together, these services cover almost all backend needs of a mobile app. Now, let us understand Firebase versus traditional backend. So, Firebase is like a ready-made backend, fast to set up, handles most common needs like authentication, database, storage, notification automatically. It is perfect for startups, students and quick app development. If we talk about traditional backend, which is fully customizable, you build APIs, choose databases, manage scaling or security, but it is better for large, complex, enterprise level applications. You have to use Firebase if you want to move fast and don't need complex backend logic, and you should use traditional backend if you need full control, custom queries or very large system. Simple rule of thumb is that Firebase is best for small or medium apps, student projects, MVPs, prototype and apps needing quick launch, while traditional backend is best suited for enterprise systems, large scale apps needing custom algorithms, strict compliance, or while there are millions of users. Now, let us understand what are the key benefits of Firebase. First, rapid development. No need to build a backend from scratch to enable authentication, database, storage, which is already handled. You can focus on your app's unique feature. Second is a scalability. It is built on Google's cloud infrastructure. It automatically scales as your user base grows. Then it has a real-time capabilities. Cloud Firestore and real-time database provides instant data synchronization. Then there is a offline support. Databases offer robust offline data persistence and synchronization. It is a comprehensive suite because it provides authentication, databases, storage, hosting, analytics, crashlytics, remote configuration, cloud functions, all under one roof. It is cost effective. It is called freemium model, like premium, it is a freemium model. It is generous free tier Spark plan for development and smaller project. And last but not least, it is a cross platform. It works seamlessly across Android, iOS, web and desktop with Flutter. Now, let us understand Firebase authentication features, which is called Firebase Auth. Firebase authentication let us handle users account securely. It supports many login methods such as using email or password, using Google sign in, Facebook, Apple, Twitter, phone number with OTP, and even there is a anonymous sign ins. It takes care of security, password hashing and session management. You can also reset password, update accounts and manage user easily. Most importantly, it integrates seamlessly with Firestore security rules. Now, let us try to understand core concepts. Firebase Auth instance gives access to all authentication related features such as sign up, login, logout, password reset and Google sign in. Another term we use is user object, which represents the currently sign in user. It contains information like user ID, email, display name and phone URL. And third term is stream user. Firebase provides a stream to listen to authentication state changes. It is very useful for knowing whether a user is logged in or logged out in real time. Now, let us understand database provided by Firebase, which is Cloud Firestore. Its type is NoSQL document database. It stores data in form of document. Now, let us try to understand its structure. Top hierarchy is a collection, which is a group of documents. Then below that there is a documents which contains data in key value pair, fields and can contain sub collections also. It is a hierarchical data model ideal for structured data. Its key features include real time synchronization, which listens to data changes instantly. It has a powerful querying feature, provides flexible and scalable queries. It has offline support such as caching and automatic synchronization. It also provides scalability because it built for global scale with strong consistency, and there are security rules which provides fine grained access control using declarative rules. Now, when to use Firestore Cloud Database? Most modern applications, complex structured data and strong query needs is required to use Cloud Firestore. Now, let us understand through example. Here on screen you can see, if you follow mouse pointer, we have collection users. So, top object is collection, its name is users. Now, as we discussed earlier, collection contains multiple documents. So, here we have document with some ID and below that we have fields like username, email and created at. So, this is one document, this is another document and this is third document, which are part of collections users. Now, each document consists of multiple fields of different type. For example, username and email is of type string and created at is of type timestamp. Now, you can understand how to organize your data. We have to create collections, inside that we have to create documents, and document may have contain multiple fields of different type to store different data. Now, let us understand real time database provided by Firebase. So, it is again NoSQL JSON tree database, then its structure is single JSON tree and all data stored as one large JSON object, like we have seen collections in a previous example. Its key features include extremely low latency, real time synchronization, offline support and it provides security rules. Now, when to use this real time database? It can be used for simple denormalized data, gaming, leaderboards, chat apps with very high frequency updates and simple key value stores. Now, what is difference between Firestore and real time database? Firestore organizes data in form of collections and documents. It provides powerful queries and scalable write and reads, while real time DB is in form of JSON tree with simpler data and extremely low latency for specific use case. Now let us understand how to set up Firebase project and some core concepts. You have to follow mouse pointer to better understand. To start with Firebase, you have to type URL https firebase.google.com to open Firebase site. Now this is my home page and I have to scroll down. You will get these get started in console. There is a Firebase Studio, but we will use Firebase console. So here you will get this button get started in console. So you have to click on this button. Now it will ask you to sign in because Google account is required to access these Firebase services. So here you have to provide your username and password, and once authenticated you will be redirected to console with URL consoles.firebase.google.com that you can see on the screen. Now this is a home page of our consoles. Here you can see any project that you have already created, and if you want to create new Firebase project, then you have to click here. So you have to click on this. It will ask you to enter name for your project. Now remember, you have to follow some naming convention while typing project name. So you have to type your project name. In this case, it is a Flutter Demo 1, and then you can enable these checkbox to join the Google Developer Program to enrich your developer journey with access to AI assistance, learning resources, profile pages, and more. So if you wish, you can enable these, which is optional. Then you have to click on this continue button. So click on continue. Then you will be asked whether you require AI assistance for your Firebase project. So if you want to enable Gemini in Firebase, then you have to on these settings, which is optional. If you don't want to use Gemini in Firebase, you can make it off. Then again you have to click on continue. Then it will ask you to enable Google Analytics for this project. So if you wish, you can make these on, which is again optional, and then you have to click on continue button. So here when I click on continue, it will ask you to configure Google Analytics. So here we have options default account for Firebase. So I have selected that, and then once it is selected, that create project button will be enabled. So here this button is initially disabled. When you select these Google Analytics account, it will be enabled. Now click on create project. So it will show screen that your Firebase project is ready. That means we have done all setups need to access our Firebase project. So basic settings we have done, but still we need to add app and do much more. So click on continue. Now Firebase account is ready with basic settings, but you have to add your app in order to access Firebase services. This is a project home page, right? So here you will find plus and then add app button. So click on add app. Here it provides many options. Initially we will use Android app. So select Android and click on that. So you can add Firebase to your Android app in order to access its services. So first you have to type Android package name. Now remember, this is very important in order to use Firebase services in your app, that it should be same as in android/app/build.gradle available inside Android folder of your project structure, and inside that there is a app folder, and inside that there is a build.gradle file, and name given in that should be matched with this package name, right? Now this is a app nickname which is optional. You can provide these. Then you can click on register app. So next you will get download Google service.json file. Once it is downloaded, you have to put inside your app folder of Android. Here in screen you can see where to put this file in Visual Studio project. So here you can see. Then you have to click on next. Now once you click on next, it will ask you to add Firebase SDK. So if you are using Kotlin or Groovy, depending on that, you have to make changes inside bdl.gradle.kts file or simply bdl.gradle file. So here it also provides code so that you can directly copy that code and place inside these files. This is my build.gradle.kts file that you can see on the screen. Here you have to provide Gradle version and Firebase plugin version that you can see. Then you have to modify second file, which is a module or app level Gradle file. This file is inside your app folder of Android folder, and inside that you have to write down this code so that you can use Firebase service. Then once you have register app, download JSON file and place inside Android app folder, you have also modify your build.gradle files, then you can continue to console. That means now your app can access these Firebase service. This is a project screen. Now analytics is enabled, and here you can modify your project settings like build, run, analytics and AI. This is how you can set up Firebase and use it inside your app defined in Flutter. Now remember, you have to add Flutterfire dependencies. So this is my pubspecs.yml file, in which in dependency section besides Flutter I have to write down these with its version name. You can replace this version name with whatever version you are using. So one is Firebase_core, then cloud_firestore, Firebase_authentication, Google_sign_in package. In order to use these 4 packages, you have to mention that inside your pubspecs.yml file. So without writing these, you cannot use these packages, right? Once that dependency is mentioned in pubspecs.yml file, what we generally do is we write flutter clean, and then again we write down flutter pubget command in terminal and then press enter. So it will download all required dependencies and put inside your project so that you can use these packages in your coding. So this is a minimal code to connect your Flutter app with Firebase. So here you have to import these 2 packages, then inside main before running app you have to call this method widgets flutter binding.ensure initialize, and you have to call await method firebase.initialize app. Then you can run app as usual. Here my app is my root widgets, which extends stateless widgets. This is constructor, and inside build I write down return material app with title Firebase. Inside home I write down scaffold, and in app bar I write down Firebase setup done. Here you can see Firebase setup done, and inside body in center of screen I want to show that Firebase is connected. Now how can we ensure that this is correctly running? Because before run app we have called these 2 methods. If these 2 methods is successful, then and then this run app method will be called, so that we can know that we are ready to use Firebase. So we display message Firebase is connected. So this is how you can integrate Firebase in Flutter. So I hope you enjoy this session. Thank you and happy learning.
स्वाध्यायः परमं तप